Not a smart way to carry eggs, right? But is it any less smart than this? Hey, if you're new here, my name's Kevin. I'm a writer coach in North Texas, and I also produce weekly videos here on my YouTube channel, MCrider. MCrider's goal is simple: to help make you a better writer. If there is one thing I love about motorcycle riding, it's all the different styles and types of bikes that you can choose from. There's classic cruisers, there's adventure touring, there's sport bikes, just to name a few. They all have a different look, they all have a different feel as you're riding them down the road. But one thing I find odd about all the different styles of bikes is our perceived idea that we need to dress the part when we're riding the bike. So let's look at those three different types of motorcycles again, and I'll tell you the type of rider you're most likely to see in riding that style of motorcycle. First, you'll see Cruiser Guy. He's wearing a Harley shirt, maybe a leather vest, jeans, boots, and a DOT-approved do-rag on his head. His wallet is connected to his pants by a chain that he can throw out as an anchor in case his brakes fail. Cruiser Guy would also look right at home on the set of Pirates of the Caribbean. Then there's Adventure Touring Guy. Because this guy's a world traveler, meaning he's been to every Starbucks in the city, he dresses the part. Adventure touring helmet, because you can't ride an adventure bike without that peak on top of your head. A full-length climb jacket that cost almost as much as his $28,000 Beamer he's riding. He may wear jeans or riding pants, depending on the occasion. He definitely has boots and gloves on, though. The full gauntlet gloves are handy just in case your Starbucks spills, because that stuff is hot. And he always has rain gear in the oversized panniers, just in case he can't finish his triple venti half-sweet non-fat caramel macchiato before it starts to rain. The next guy you'll see is Sport Bike Guy. There's actually two types of sport bike guys that you're likely to see. The first guy wants you to think he is one step from MotoGP. He rides fully protected. Full face helmet, full gauntlet gloves, racing boots, and full leather racing suit that makes you walk like a duck. His motorcycle gets ridden for 20 miles on twisty roads every Saturday during the summer. You'll see his bike for sale often on Craigslist. They're 2 years old, they have 450 miles, and they have been dropped a couple of times, but only in the driveway. The next sport bike guy you're likely to see is just giving up caring. He has a tank top, shorts, and DOT-approved flip-flops, and a ball cap that he has to turn backwards so it doesn't catch the wind as he wheelies down the road. He's often called a squid, and if you don't know what a squid is, it might be because you are one. When it comes to life in general and motorcycles in particular, I am very much a live and let live kind of guy. If you want to ride with little to no protection, I believe it's fully within your rights to do so. But also believe that on this channel, it's my responsibility to be honest with you. And I would not be honest with you if I didn't say that I think it's extremely foolish to ride without protective gear. I absolutely love riding a motorcycle. In fact, it's the best thing that I do for myself. But I do realize that riding a motorcycle, it comes with extra risk. I'm married, I've got 2 little girls, and I want to get home safely from every ride and get back to them. So there's a lot that I do to help protect myself. So let's look at some statistics and find out what you can do to increase your odds of being safe on a motorcycle. This first number is pretty sobering. Riding a motorcycle is 27 times more dangerous than driving in a car. 27 times. Think about that. That's quite a bit of risk. But there is a lot that we can do to greatly reduce the risk in being involved in a fatal accident on a motorcycle. These statistics are from the NHTSA, and they're for 2015, the most recent statistics that we've got available. In 2015, 27% of riders who died on a motorcycle had no valid license. That means to me they had no valid training on a motorcycle. If you're riding a motorcycle and you're watching this video, take the course. You'll be surprised at how much you can learn by having a trained professional watch you ride and help you develop good habits on the road. Also, subscribe to this channel. I want to partner with you to help you develop your skills and your road strategy to help make you a better rider. 41% of motorcycle fatalities were single vehicle accidents, meaning it was most likely the rider's lack of control that caused the accident. 59% of accidents were involving another vehicle. Now, a lot of riders will look at that 59% thinking, well, the car pulled out in front of the rider, and thinking there's nothing that they can do about that. But I'm here to tell you, having a good road strategy can greatly reduce the number of incidents that you're involved in and the number of close calls that you have. That's why here on MCrider.com, we separate our training videos into control exercises, things to help you gain more control, and road strategy, things to help get you safer and make better decisions on the road with the mental aspect of riding. In 1980, 3% of motorcyclists who died in a crash were 50 years of age or older. In 2015, 35% were 50 years of age or older. There are a lot of returning riders on the road. Just because you rode as a kid doesn't mean you have the skills with you today. Take the course. Take a refresher class and build your skills back up if you're getting back on a motorcycle. And here's a big one to me and the topic of a future video. But 28% of motorcyclists who died on the road were legally impaired. If you look at just single vehicle accidents, 41% of motorcyclists who died on the road were legally impaired at the time of their death. And don't drink and ride. The most likely cause of death for a motorcycle rider is a head injury. A motorcycle helmet is about 35% effective in reducing the number of deaths on a motorcycle, and about 67% effective in reducing the number of brain injuries. In episode 23 here at MCrider, I told you about my motorcycle accident. In that accident, I was wearing a full-face helmet, and that helmet had a big gash right up at the top of my head here and had slide marks all the way down the side. I didn't have a head injury at all, no concussion, no head injury of any kind. But that accident would have been a whole different story had I not been wearing a helmet at the time. A full-face helmet is the most essential piece of protective gear that you can wear on a motorcycle. And I'm sure you guys have all heard the adage, if you've got a $100 head, wear a $100 helmet. Well, that's not always true. It doesn't cost a fortune to be safe on a motorcycle. So let's look at some less expensive brands that actually have better crash test ratings than some very well-known brands that cost hundreds of dollars more. Let's take a look at 3 full-face helmets that I've owned that I've put thousands of miles on. We'll look at the Shoei GT Air, the Arai Defiant, and the HJC IS-17. And we'll compare crash test studies conducted by Sharp, which is a UK-based government helmet safety testing program. And I'll place a link to that in the video and in the description where you can check on the ratings of your helmet for yourself. So here's the Shoei GT Air, the HJC IS-17, and it's listed as the Arai Rebel on this site. That's the UK name for it. Here in the US, it's the Arai Defiant. You can see the pricing at the bottom in UK currency. Currently on Revzilla, these helmets retail for the cheapest in solid color versions at Shoei at $549, the Arai at $575, and the HJC at $161. Having worn all 3 of these helmets for a lot of miles, I would say that there are minor differences in the feel of the materials. The Shoei to me just feels like the best. It's The lining is very soft and it's nice and comfortable. But the Arai, after a couple of years, the liner came loose and unattached from the shell, and it couldn't be repaired. So spending a lot of money for an expensive helmet doesn't necessarily mean it's going to last forever. And I've used the HJC now for a year, and I've had no problems with it at all. The liner materials do seem a little less quality than the other two, but not by a significant amount. But look at the crash test results. The Arai and the Shoei each received a 3-star crash rating. The significantly cheaper HJC helmet received a 5-star rating, the best rating that you can get from Sharp. So if you want to see how your helmet compares, go to sharp.dft.gov.uk, and I'll also have a link to that in the video's description. The most important aspect of motorcycle helmet protection is fit. Does that helmet fit your head properly? Now, Sharp's got a great section on finding a helmet that fits correctly, and I've taken some of those notes and I've put them down in the description of this video to help you find and to learn the basics and to find a helmet that fits you properly. In fact, Sharp says that 12% of motorcycle helmets come off in an accident in Europe. The best helmet in the world is not going to do you any good lying in the ditch. So make sure you find a helmet that fits you correctly and is shaped properly to your head dimensions. It's important to try on as many different types of helmets as you can, and remember, paying more for a helmet does not necessarily mean it's going to be better protection for you. Use the resources on the Sharp website and find a helmet that fits you properly, and then look at the Sharp website to see what the crash test rating for that helmet is. So a lot of riders believe that they just need to find a helmet that is Snell rated. And in fact, Snell has some pretty stringent safety testing that they put helmets through. But a Snell rating, there's a pretty lively debate on whether a Snell rating is all it's cracked up to be. And I've republished an article at MCrider.com/Snell if you want to totally geek out and learn a whole lot more about helmet protection than you thought ever existed. So when it comes to helmet protection, we've learned that proper fit is a whole lot more important than the brand name or the sticker on the front of that helmet. Find a helmet that fits you, and that involves going to a local shop. If you live in Dallas-Fort Worth, and I get no commission off of this at all, but I want to highly recommend a shop here in DFW that's Moto Liberty in North Dallas. It's a fantastic shop. I've been going there for a lot of years. It's had the same employees since I've been going there for the most part. The same guys are working there, and these guys are knowledgeable about motorcycle protective gear, and they're there to help you and help you find a helmet that fits. They'll measure your head, and they'll get you in a helmet that's going to offer you the most protection. So if you live in DFW, look up Moto Liberty and find them. They're off of 635 in North Dallas, and it's one of the best shops that I've ever been to. When you go in there, tell them you found about us on MCrider.com, because I would love to have those guys as a sponsor. I believe in what they're doing. I trust their advice, and they offer a great selection of product at a good price as well. Now, I know a lot of you guys live in an area where you don't have a lot of motorcycle gear available. And one of the best online places that I found for motorcycle gear is Revzilla.com. Now, they've got guides on there that can help you get pretty close to finding a helmet that's the proper fit for you. You take measurements of your head, and then they tell you what internal shape that helmet's got. So if it's going to fit intermediate oval-shaped head like I've got, or if you've got a more rounded shape head, they've got helmets and guides on there to help you find that type of helmet as well. They've got tons of reviews on just about every product they sell, and it's a really good place to do comparative shopping and to find some good bargains on very good protective equipment. So Revzilla.com, I'll have a link in the description. If you purchase from them, you can help support MC Rider and a small commission on what you purchase will come back to help support MCrider.com. So let's take a quick look at the helmet that I'm riding with currently. It's the HJC IS-17. I chose this particular color scheme because you see all of this silver on the helmet right here is reflective material. And this thing just lights up like a Christmas tree at night when the headlights hit it. So that was the reason why I chose this color scheme. And they've got a high-vis yellow, green, and this red really shows up as well. Very bright out on the road and easy to spot. But the addition of all of this reflective material makes it a whole lot safer at night. Now, if you've seen the video about my eye, you know I've got one eye that stays dilated. So having some good form of a drop-down visor is really beneficial to me. That's why I like the drop-down visor on this HJ17. So I can lower that at any time and help get the sun out of my eyes. In addition to it, it's got a pin lock. And if you don't know what a pin lock is and you have trouble with your face shield fogging up in a full face helmet, that can become an issue. But if you see this channel all the way around the face shield right here, that's actually a piece that clips onto the inside of the helmet. It's kind of a plastic piece. It's got this gasket all the way around it, and it's called a pin lock. And they make pin lock visors for a lot of full face helmets. So the one you're currently riding with may either have these little pins already, and if it doesn't, you can order a new visor for it that has the pin locks available, and then you just need the insert for your particular face shield. So what that does is it creates like a double pane effect for your helmet, creates a double pane effect and keeps it from fogging up. So even in the coldest winter months, I can keep that face shield closed and my helmet doesn't fog up in the cold weather. What's really cool about this one though is the pin lock, the insert portion of this changes when I go out in the sun. So it darkens a little bit, and it's kind of like riding with a light tint on your visor. And in bright sun, it turns into that light tint. And then in addition to that, I can drop this visor down. And man, I've got a lot of protection at that point from the sun, which is something I really need with the way my eye stays dilated. But a lot of guys like a really dark visor. The problem with that is you're having to switch that visor out for a clear one if you get caught at night. The best thing about this system is I can always raise the internal visor, and then this pin lock gets lighter as the sun goes down. So I never have to change visors, but I can go from a clear, like it is right now, to a really dark visor with the pin lock and the drop down, and it really helps protect my eyes from the sun and makes it a whole lot more comfortable riding in bright daylight. So if you're in the market for a good helmet, I can highly recommend that HJC IS-17. It's got really good crash ratings. It's a very good value for what you get. And if you've got an intermediate oval shaped head like I do, it should provide a pretty good fit for you as well. So I'll have links to that in the show notes where you can purchase from Revzilla.com. And a small percentage of that will come back to MCrider to help support the channel. So we started off this video kind of taking a funny look at some of the different types of riders that you'll find out there. And honestly, I've seen myself in some of those guys that I've described. But I want to encourage you guys to not let the style of motorcycle you ride dictate the type of gear that you choose to ride with. I mean, I've owned cruisers, I've owned sport bikes, I've on an adventure touring bike now, and if you'll look right there, we got one undercover, one you haven't seen yet. The FC07 is sold, so we're going to have a bike reveal coming up here real soon. So I've got a secret secret motorcycle under that cover that we'll reveal real soon. But I want to encourage you guys to wear gear designed to protect you in the crash, not something that's going to look good or what you think is in style with the type of bike you ride. When I ride a cruiser, when I ride a sport bike, when I ride an adventure touring bike, and when I ride a secret bike under our cover right there, it's always the same thing. It's a full face helmet. It's a jacket with some type of armor or protection in it, full fingered gloves, boots, jeans. I know I could wear riding pants, and when I go on longer trips, I'll break those out. But general rule of thumb, I wear some thick jeans when I'm riding as well. But find a protective gear that works well for you, that's comfortable, and dress for the crash and not dress for the ride is what I want to encourage you guys to do. So until next week, guys, this is Kevin with MCrider, and we'll see you on the road. Hopefully fully geared up. Take care, guys.